want to talk really briefly, this is going to be a short video, about the uncomfortable combination of people-pleasing and demand avoidance. And this is coming about because I was driving through corn country, Nebraska, and thinking about the video that I made earlier today on the experience that I had when I stayed at a campsite and let myself relax in the morning and not get up quickly, and had an unfortunate backlash to that. I'll link to the video with the whole story. Anyway, just the important part, I forgot to finish up one part of the story, which is that the campground manager told me that he called the sheriffs and to report me. And so for the next about 2 days, I was a little bit paranoid as I was driving, like keeping an eye out for any sheriffs or other kind of law enforcement, waiting to be flagged down. That feeling was the strongest for the first few hours, and it kind of faded out over the next 2 days. And I didn't see any sheriffs at all for several hours. And even when I did see them after that, they didn't slow down, didn't look my way. Like, there was absolutely no reaction from them. So it finally started clicking in my head that they have better things to do. They probably didn't care one whit if he even called them, which he probably did. But yeah, they didn't care about me. So anyway, that finally did subside. The part that I want to mention right now is that I have lived for decades in this very uncomfortable combination of being both a people pleaser under certain circumstances and a fawner, and under other circumstances being a rebel, like having strong demand avoidance tendencies. If someone tells me to do something, I will likely do the opposite. If they tell me to smile, I'll be in my head thinking, fuck you. Like, there's this, sometimes I want to prove someone wrong, and just because they said that I can't do something, to prove them wrong and do it. And other times I'm like tiptoeing around other people and their feelings and my interpretation of what I think they're thinking about me, and trying to manage their feelings and trying to manage their thoughts about me, and never get on the bad side and not say the wrong thing. And it's very, very uncomfortable to have both of these experiences. Another example, instead of just like sticking with this traditional career path, I quit my decent career as a high school teacher and college teacher, and which I was good at and got a lot of positive feedback and good reports about, and moved into this van, and with no particular plans or career path other than I wanted to do a personal growth journey. Like, that was very intentional, but like, this is a very countercultural move. And at the same time, a lot of my interactions with people have been, honestly, kind of avoiding interactions with people while I was living in the van, to avoid having to people please, because I knew that that would be my reaction, that would be my impulse. And I'm also including under people pleasing following rules. Like, if there's a rule or a law, I have a really hard time not following it, which is why just the idea of someone calling the sheriff to report me was a really, really painful, distressing, anxiety-producing experience, because just the thought of breaking the law, getting in trouble, was really, really distressing. Anyway, what I really want to point out right now is that this is a mix that some people experience, especially those of us with ADHD and who have a neurospicy profile that doesn't easily match the stereotypes. And I've seen this uncomfortable combination in many of my clients as well. This isn't just me. And so what I wanted to say is that if this feels familiar to you, if this feels like something that you identify with, this combination, it's not just you. Other people experience this too. And I have talked in other videos about people pleasing. I intend to make a much more polished video on on-demand avoidance. That's in the works, so that's coming. So I want to talk about those two different subjects more, and I do want to talk about this combination more. But right now, I just want to say that you're not alone. If this feels familiar to you, it's not just you. It can happen. And it's something that can gradually be resolved. It can be processed. It can melt away. That both of these, the people pleasing and the demand avoidance, the need for them can melt away so that they're not triggered as much. I'm going to get into those more in other videos. So if you're interested in seeing those, you can subscribe to the channel for handy reminders. Absolutely no pressure or the need to do so. This isn't a demand, it's just saying, hey, that would be a useful way to find out when I have other videos coming out. All right, I'm going to get back on the road and see you next time. Have a wonderful day.